Hey guys, Z here. This isn't a project I'm particularly excited about. Um, I've tried building a house that I've liked for this family several times now. And here's an attempt at a relatively modern style house build, and it's not a complete failure. I just wasn't really feeling it. Um, I I really love this family, but I'm having such a hard time. I'm thinking I'm just gonna move one of them out because it's with like because of my save loss from a while back. I'm missing members of the family that had been living in other parts of the town, and it kind of really upset me. But because I really loved the Sims, but some of those Sims, but yeah, uh, I rebuilt this house twice, and I liked the second version better. But I actually don't have a um, video of it for some reason, even though I was positive I recorded it. I can't find video of it anywhere. But I do have a version, the second version up on, um, it's up on the gallery, and you can go and download that. It's basically two modern style townhouses that are connected by an upstairs hallway, and I really love it. And they have roof gardens and a little movie theater up there and a hot tub, and it's just really nice, and I like it a lot better. I'm just very sad I didn't have the build for it because I it it's really nice. And yes, uh, I mean, I don't hate this one. It's just I just didn't like it as much. It wasn't my favorite. I try out a couple different things with this build. I really love those windows, but I never like when I have them in. I'm never like astounded and loving them. Those windows that came with, I think those came with Spa Day with the, but it might have been Get Together. I always want to call Get Together the Windenburg expansion. Yeah. So all I can think of about this house is that when I was building it, I was listening to a one of my favorite podcasts called My Favorite Murder, where they talk about murder, and it was one of the stories that I actually wasn't a big fan of. Um that was like about this girl who was adopted by these people who just very treated her very poorly. Um, it was kind of horrendous, but that's besides the point. I think maybe part of my not loving this build is like I don't think I'd love it in either way, but part of my not liking this build that much, I think, was because of that listening to that story while building it. Maybe I'm not sure. Um, I wanted it to be open and airy with lots of windows while at the same time being very private. I put most of the windows, I think, on the side where it's facing the water because, I mean, there's going to be less people there anyway. The entrance to the build is on the second story, which is something I really like to do. I like to have a second story build where like a second story entrance. I Man, I like what I did there. I don't know why I changed it. I'm looking at it now and I'm just thinking, oh, that would have been so much better. I'm really liking this style right here that we got going on. But I don't know. Whatever. Um, I can go back and change it, but I don't feel like it. Uh, I really like second story entrances. I like to have kitchens on the second story. Honestly, it would be so much smarter to have a kitchen on the one of the top floors, because heat travels upwards, and if you have people living in the bedrooms above that, it just would make it so hot. That's all I could imagine. But then again, you don't want it to be super hot in the kitchen, I guess. But yeah, and one of these Sims is a professional chef, and um, so or I like to have a really nice fancy kitchen. Um, I built this after Dine Out came out, and I think it was in the middle of this build. It was in the middle of building this that I got kids room stuff. So there's some kids room stuff in there, and on the second floor balcony below this floor um is where the formal dining area is. It's like outside, and I really like that. Um, and I don't know. And I sit here for a very long time for some reason. I probably got up and went away, and I'm so sorry that this is here and just sitting here. I probably got up and went somewhere and did something. Sorry about that, guys. I like those little windows right there for doing kitchens and stuff. And I think, yeah, I put a whole bunch of plants in those windows. I was thinking for privacy, but then it's like you're facing out on the water anyway. There's not really going to be anybody looking in. But, yeah, so I don't know. Um, I'm placing a mailbox. I wanted the house there. I wanted to have a really big house there taking up most of the lot, because I wanted to put um, the restaurant that I built on the lot next door, which is where I had originally built it for, and I wanted them living next to the restaurant, because I thought that would be very realistic. Like, you go and get your house specifically right next door to your restaurant, and yeah, so that's a thing. Sorry, I got distracted. I mean, it's not a bad build. It's not. It's just I wasn't feeling it, especially for this family. If you guys like it, that's great and awesome, and I'd love to see what people do with my builds. I'd love to see the families they make for them, and I'd love to see the way they redecorate them. I think it'd be awesome. Uh, I get a lot of downloads. Well, not a lot, but I get quite a few downloads, more than I would have expected. Um, at first I was going to put a little garden down there, but then I decided to put in a pool down there instead, and I put the garden on the rooftop. There's only one way to get up to the rooftop, and you have to go through the balcony on the third floor. So yeah, you go all the way up to the third floor, and then you go up to, well, I guess you would have to get up to the rooftop anyway, either way. Um, yeah. And, uh, I'm, I wish that you could have smaller pianos. A smaller piano would be kind of fantastic. Um, I was trying to fit in some windows there to make some natural light, and I kind of like that right there the way it is. But I felt weird having that like that, because that would mean that people could just look down from that ledge down into your bedroom, I would think, and uh, I wouldn't be too fond of that. Yeah, so so I decided to put the garden up there, and yeah, it's I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought right now. Um, like, I just can't even think right now. And I got plenty of sleep last night, so this is odd. There's 3 bedrooms for adults, like 2 couples and a single adult, and then there's 1 bedroom for a child. And I'm thinking about moving out I'm thinking about moving out one of the adults so I don't have to keep making him his own bedroom. And I'd like to expand with more children in the family, and that's not really going to happen if I have 5 adults in the house and 1 kid, and that makes 6, and that means I'd only be able to have 2 more kids, and I want everybody to be able to have their kids. Um, I try a couple different things with the counters and stuff, and I think about putting that in because I like the idea of having a cooktop um, with a window out. But I would like that the cooking station so much better if it didn't have the relish and ketchup trays on it. Um, And if I ever start putting CC back into my game, I'm gonna look and see if there's anybody who actually will do that, like take the ketchup and relish and onion tray things out, because that's just like, if you have that in your house, you're not gonna have that stuff sitting out in the open all the time, you know? Um, but yeah, that doesn't stay either way, and it turns into a little bit of a galley kitchen, but it's got that U shape to it instead. I like a galley kitchen, but it wasn't really going to work in that space. Um, I really like a lot of the colors I used in this build. I think that it was real nice, and I I don't know. I just wish I just wish we had more beds. I mean, that's going to be my complaint every time. It's been how long, and it's taken how long for us to get one new bed out of how many packs? Oh, I love this. I put a little cubby space in the kids' bedroom so that I put a I put a closet on one side, and on the other side is just this little cubby space for him to go and read books in. And I absolutely love it. It's got a little chair, and he goes and sits in it and read. I put some of the Void Critter pictures up around it. I'm not sure if I have any footage of redecorating the rooms. Um, at the end of this speed build, I all the pictures are very dark because I just went and placed the lot and and visited it with somebody else, and used that the tab key to just explore the house and take pictures. So it's not super bright, but I don't really care. um, when I built this, like, see, I put all those vines there and everything. When you download it from the gallery, it seems like it deletes those, which is disappointing. Um, I guess I'll have to try something else next time. Or you guys can just put yours in. I don't know why it deletes them. I was building another house, and I had vines all on one side, but every time I went to paint the walls in this 1 bedroom, it would delete a whole bunch of those vines. And it was like, okay, this totally makes sense, right? So if anybody can tell me how to stop that from happening, that would be fantastic. Um, so yeah, let's see. Okay, so I put these vines that are not vines, but like, I don't know what they are. They're from the romantic garden stuff. I put them all around the edge of the house, and I really like the effect it does. I just love a house covered in greenery. I think it's super pretty. Um, Here I'm putting in the garden boxes, and I put in more than I was. I think I keep all 6 of them, but I think I move them. Yeah, I think I'm about to put those other 2 in the middle or something because I I put the jacuzzi in that little space right there. Um, yeah, and I ended up putting a sauna on the roof, which I kind of regret. I don't think I needed the sauna up there. I really had wanted to have one in the house though. Um, yeah, so say la vie. Um, yeah, and here I really wish there was more 1 by 1 trees and that you could put them in and it wouldn't look so odd. Like you could put them in a flower box like that because there were a whole bunch of like little 1 by 1 trees in The Sims 3 if I remember correctly, and I put those there to give the sun some privacy. Um, I think I named him Jasper. uh, yeah, when you can't even remember your own Sims names, that moment when. Uh, let's see. Yeah, see, there was my little cubby nook, and I was testing it out to see if he could actually use it. And yeah, um, I was testing out things, and I was gonna give him a like. He has maxed out and completed every single aspiration because I just turned aging off, and I was like, I'm gonna make this kid into a super sim. He's gonna be so amazing at everything and blow everybody's minds. Um, and when you do that, when you make a sim like that, it my mind went blank for a second. When when you make a sim child complete the aspirations and stuff, it doesn't make them earn their skills right away, like creativity skill. It'll turn into the creativity skill will turn into whatever other skill by like you can start playing the violin and he'll start learning the violin skill after he finishes the creativity skill, and he'll earn that skill a lot faster, um, as opposed to back in the Sims 3 where they would start the skill 3 levels up, like they would have 3 of the skill points and whatever if they had learned whatever as a child. um, yeah, so he's gonna I don't know, like I'll have him earn up so many skills and then maybe I'll put him on the gallery as I think it's called the Wonderkind challenge, but I think when you do Wonderkind challenge you have to have it where um the kid is aging up at a normal rate instead of, stopped aging like me. I mean, the only reason I'm really keeping him as a child again right now instead of aging him up is because I want to collect and play with and power up all of the new cards for the void critters. Yeah. And I don't know. I want to do sorts of crazy stuff with him. And I really liked it. I really like the movie hangout stuff, theater, and I like to have them at my game. And this is one of my favorite parts of this build. I like the way that this little area, the movie area, came out, and it's one of the parts that I don't feel is garbage. So there's that at least. uh, I just I always wanted a room like this in my own house, and just to have all sorts of crazy stuff. And the movie Hangout stuff pack is like, a lot of people don't like it, but it's my favorite pack. I like, I just love it. I think it's so cool. I think it has so much neat furniture and stuff in it. Um, I just really wish that we had more boho style stuff. Um, here I size these up, and they fill that wall space just so perfectly. And here I put some lounge chairs in, and because why not? There's nothing else I could really put there, I guess. I miss this blue. Why? I think I take away that blue that's on the walls, but I don't know. I might not. I can't remember. I like the blue. I wish I had kept the browns wood paneling instead. That might really help with how I feel about this house if I went in and put that back in and stuff. Um, yeah. So I might go and do that if I use this house again for something. Um, I really wish that we had sectional sofas again, but I mean, it's not like a must have. It's something I can live without. But yeah, so I really like um that shade of like teal. I think it's really pretty. I think it goes great with yellows, and yeah. Here I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with all this blank space. Um, one of the Sims is a photographer, and it's like, I want to have these spaces filled for when you guys get this stuff, but I also want to be able to fill it with my painter Sims and my photographer Sims stuff. Also, placing curtains is a nightmare. Just an FYI. I think those actually go through the floor and I have to lower them or something. Um, Here, testing out some stuff. Yeah, seeing if you could still grab a book from that bookcase under the stairs. Um, these, obviously, I had some Sims that really love the color pink. um, this is, like, I know some of these rooms don't really fit with each other, but I put them together like this because, of course, as I said before, I'm building it for a family that I have established, and it's just that's one of the. I think I'm missing quite a chunk of the build, but that's okay, right? Because where is this? Yeah, this is just about over. There's not much more to go of this. It looks like, I don't know what's going on with my computer, because it looks like it's in the screenshots right now on my timeline, but it's not. It's showing all this, so, huh. And yeah, so I'm just throwing in stuff that I feel like really goes with the family. It's not necessarily something that goes with the style of the house. That's why there's the fancy Queen Anne style bed in that one bedroom. It's pink and it has the border, even though most of the other rooms don't have borders. Um, I really usually like to do ensuite bathrooms, but I hadn't, and uh, I didn't really have the right layout for it. But yeah, um, the two of the bedrooms get en suites, and the other two don't, but there is still a bathroom on each level. Um, so there's more bathrooms than Sims, I think. Yeah. Uh, I feel like that's a good situation to be in. Have more bathrooms than you have Sims. Just continually adjust the couch. That's how you do it. Um, yeah, see, I figured out that they were going through the floor and just put them in a little bit lower. Um, there's a lot of skill building stuff on the top floor below the, of course there's the roof floor, but there's a lot of skill building stuff on the third floor. There's like a piano and a work table and a pumpkin carving station and um, a whole bunch of just different things. Yeah. And here we're coming into the screenshots. The house looks terrible on the gallery. It just has the worst front of it. It's just terrible. Um, we're just about done here. So if you would like this house, you can download it from the gallery. I think it's #ZGraySims. My origin ID is Pumpkin Panicked with capital P pumpkin, capital P panic. And have a nice day.